This is Teresa Love with Kingdom Initiatives and Power to Truth. But this is just a little lesson. I was baking bread. Hadn't baked bread in a long time. And but the Lord, it has been on my mind. I know at least 3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, Lord, what are you trying to teach me in this bread making? And it's just so interesting. I had a loaf that I made, and look how pretty it is. I wanted to do an artisan bread. So this is kind of like 1 cup of strong wheat flour with 2 cups of organic all-purpose flour. And I didn't use, I think, a fourth of a teaspoon of yeast. So it really does not have any yeast in it. So I didn't expect it to rise. This was going to be my unleavened bread. But listen to this. You know, it's so good. And this is my whole wheat bread. It's still a little warm, and it did not turn out. First of all, I forgot to do my little ear to allow it to breathe so it could break open. So I tried to do it mid baking. Why am I telling you this? Because I really enjoyed making this yesterday. But God is so interesting because the recipe I used called for, it was going to be, you know, the quick bread. It was going to be where you mix the dough, you used warm water, and then you just allow it to ferment about 3 hours, and then you bake it. But then I was just like, well, you know, let me do that, but I'm going to just allow it to, you know, proof and everything a little longer, and decided to do it overnight. And I remember one of the channels that I was watching, got on my hands, I was watching, talked about how wheat bread ferments faster, especially when you're using the recipe with the hot water versus the cold water. And he was this professional, and his bread did not rise. And I was like, okay. And you know, God is so good. You know, the bread making is I knew it was going to be a journey. Everything needs love. Everything needs love. I was all the top chefs that bake bread and have schools and stuff. They talk about not being fearful of the dough, because the dough, you know, again, knows, you know, our feelings, our emotions and everything. Because a lot of times, even with bread making, especially when it's your first time and everything, you know, you're like, is the yeast gonna, you know, if you use yeast, it's gonna ferment and all these things, you know. And then, am I gonna get it right? Can I mess up the dough? It's gonna be too sticky, it's gonna be too tough, you know, all these things. And God is just saying with this bread making process, which I'm so excited, you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna master this, we are. And I know it's gonna be for the future as well. You know, I'm like, oh, even Jesus, I'll be able to make bread for people, you know, and for sacraments and all kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that. But, you know, patience and love, everything, you know, and even though it may not look great, I'm sure it's going to be really good. But one of the things God taught me, it was like, it's kind of a lesson, is when he tells us to do something and then we add our little, you know, when we're creating with God is one thing, but when he gives us directions to follow and we kind of veer from those directions, then our bread doesn't rise, you know, because again, this was the recipe where you would bake the bread, you know, after that 2 to 3 hour fermentation, because of the process we used. But I decided to combine, you know, and everything, and it's just so funny. Sometimes what's so great about it is the grace of God. I'm thankful I still have, because flour is like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, especially the organic, you know, wheat flour and things like that. But I'm grateful that I still have plenty of flour, so I can master this. I plan to master this. I'm so excited about it. And the grace of God. So you and I are in a time where it's time to begin again, to pick up some of the things that yet God told us to put down, or, start brand new. But let's be teachable. Let's be excited about the new. And let's just enjoy what God has for us and everything. I'm excited. I don't eat a lot of bread. Let me get another knife. I think you're supposed to use like a serrated knife, is what they said. So I do have a serrated knife here. Let me get that knife. And let's see how this bread. I'm excited. Like I said, a homemade batch of whole wheat and organic bread is what this one was together. I'm excited. We got, you're supposed to get the little holes and everything in there that shows that the bread was able to get the oxygen and the carbon dioxide that it needed to, in order for it to be, nice and soft in the inside and crunchy on the outside. And again, this is, all whole wheat bread, so it's a little different. No, I'm sorry. This is the actual one with the mix. But this one did not have, like I said, yeast in it. But I'm excited, and yeah, maybe we'll do a class, just you and I together, from start to finish. We'll do our batter, and we'll actually, allow it to ferment, and then we'll come back and bake it, and we can all do it together. We'll set a time where you can get your ingredients, and we'll just have a good time. That's what it's all about, enjoying the process that we're in. So God bless you. I'm going to get some butter, and again, yeah, enjoy the fruit of my labor. God bless you. Oh my goodness, y'all. This bread is so good. I am just like, yeah, we'll have to work it a little longer today. This bread is so delicious. Yeah, but thank you.